Every groomer knows the right equipment makes all the difference. That's why I trust Aeolus. From high-powered dryers to ergonomic tables and tubs, Aeolus designs tools that keep both pets and groomers comfortable. But it's not just grooming. Aeolus also makes incredible show equipment for handlers and breeders, and even veterinary gear trusted by professionals worldwide. Their products are built to last, easy to clean, and designed to make your workday smoother. Whether you're in the salon, at a dog show, or working in a vet clinic, Aeolus has equipment you can depend on. Visit aeoluspet.us because great tools means great results.
Welcome back to your favorite podcast, another grooming podcast. I'm Nathan Austin.
I'm Kathleen Austin.
I'm Juan Rivera.
And I'm Kat Graney.
All right, everybody, welcome. We're going to start off with another Would You Rather. I think this one is, I don't know who. And then we're going to talk about a dog breed that I want to bring up that used to be one of my favorites. I don't know a lot about it. I read a little bit about it, but I think going into it blind is pretty cool. And
very Nathan.
Very Nathan.
And then we're going to talk about AI and the grooming industry because like it's sunken into everything, really. It's AI is I'm really surprised actually. If you would have brought me back a couple years, I would have never guessed that it is around
So
me
prevalent.
as much as it is right now. And then we're going to finish up with another Reddit because I think they're good.
Yeah, people seem to enjoy them.
Good
So where we
conversation.
starting?
Yeah,
I
good
mean, let us know
starters.
if you're getting tired of them, but, you know,
Always
I don't
something
think
new.
so.
Always something new. Who has the Would You Rather?
Would you rather hand strip wire coats forever or never use chunkers again?
Never use chunkers again.
Yeah, there's other tools.
Yeah, because I didn't know I needed them until I started using them.
Yeah.
That one's an easy one. I do enjoy hand stripping, but I don't want to only hand strip. So
It's
I could
hard.
I could live without chunkers.
Yeah.
I still want to hand strip though. If it was like you could only hand strip, like you could never hand strip again if you
Yeah.
then that might be different for me, but
Yeah, that's hard.
That was
Only
an easy
doing
one.
it for the rest of ever.
Yeah, that was
Damn.
that
Your
was
poor
an easy
shoulder.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, what about would you rather explain the price of grooming to every client for eternity or give up coffee before work forever? Or for
Coffee.
Cat,
Coffee.
let's say soda
Coffee.
for Cat.
Well, I'm going to give up soda soon, so soda. I hate talking to clients, especially about price.
Jeez.
No,
Yeah.
about price. It just, because I was raised very frugal. Even though I'm not good with money and I'm a spender, just talking about other people's finances basically and explaining why this is that, I'm just not good at it. It gives me severe anxiety.
Yeah, I agree. I would. What's the other option? But I don't want to talk about prices.
Explain the price of grooming
Yeah,
to
I'd rather
every
not do
client
that.
for eternity.
Yeah.
No, not
I
me.
love
Eternity?
okay,
That's hell.
but it says coffee before work. So does that mean I can get coffee at some point?
Yeah, you like clock in and
During
go
your
get it. Get it
Because-
DoorDashed.
Like I love
Same.
coffee. I love coffee. And I don't like I wouldn't say I get like awful like caffeine headaches when I'm not drinking it, but I just enjoy the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So like it
That Would You Rather was very lopsided.
well
Who would choose? I'd rather explain prices to clients for eternity. Eternity? Like what the fuck?
Katie
eternity
might.
is a weird one. No, I mean I still think I'd give up coffee before work just because I
What
don't
if it was give up coffee altogether
Eternity, babe.
for eternity?
But you can still have Celsius. You can still have.
I just love the flavor.
Yeah.
of
That's
coffee,
not even a
though.
thought though. Eternity. So you're just.
I think it just means like every client that you do for the rest of your grooming career.
Okay, well you have
is
to
what I'm-
specify.
That's what I'm taking it
No,
as.
you're going out to your deathbed and you're like, I charged you.
Yeah, you
But
die
then
and then you still got to
also,
talk about.
Would you just get really good at explaining it? Like, just because you have to explain it doesn't mean they're arguing with you. You could just be like, this is my price and these are my reasons why. And then you just like,
But like one of the things that irks me the most is when people question the price.
Yeah.
Like we had a consult,
Yeah.
a lady submit her information for a consultation, and I called her, and we like had the little mini phone consultation. She's like, "Well, what's the price?" And I was like, "Well, on our website, when before you submitted your info, it's like right there, but it's this and this." Oh my God, that's so much money. Are you
Oh, yeah.
sure? And I was
Katie
like,
had one of those recently.
"Yep,
too.
that's what it is." And then she was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll make the consultation." And I was like, okay, sure. So then she came in and then we did the consultation and then again, okay, can we go over the price again? So what's the price?
It just
And-
felt like a waste of time.
yeah. And then we did, and then she was like, well, the groomer down the street is like
hate when they do
$30 cheaper than you. And I was like, okay, well, there's different price points for different people and people are looking for different things. There's different experience levels. There's different blah, 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 blah. I'm a master groomer with this organization. I'm a master groomer with this organization. I've been competing, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm doing all these things into education, blah, 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 blah. Right. And then, so then she made the appointment. And then before she left, she was like, well, I'm looking forward to seeing your master skills. I hope I'm impressed.
Okay, Katie has a story for you too.
And
then.
then-
I'm sure she will. I'm sure. Did you do it?
We made the appointment for the next day, and I could not even touch the dog before.
Oh, of
So
course,
it was
it's
like, but I touched her during the consultation. I was like handling her just because that's the point of the consultation, right? To get to see the dog and like touch her and see if she's matted or whatever, discuss the haircut, blah, 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 blah. And she let me do everything just fine. But I wonder if the lady on the way was like, "Oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to spend all this money to," so like I don't. Maybe the dog like picked up on the
Her
energy
anxiety,
or
yeah.
whatever. But I tried to get the dog from her. It was biting. I could hear it's a little multi-poo. I could hear like the teeth clacking. I was like, okay, well, but first, nope. Ronnie came out and nope. And then so I was like, oh my God, the universe like made this not happen because I knew she would be a problem regardless
Yeah.
of like if it was.
You just know those people are going to be an issue later. So
Yeah.
it's like,
But I was so offended. It's like, why is it that much? It's like, I never want to do that. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hated it. And it
Yeah.
almost feels like defensive. It's this much because of it, and
Yeah.
it just feels.
well, Katie
Yeah.
just had a client
what
like
what
that.
happened with you?
Well, this was a client at our new salon, and Jeanette had booked the appointment, and she told me the lady was weird right off the bat when she booked the appointment. And she said, she gave her a price range. Like, it was like a smaller, like, poodle mix type thing, but fairly small. And I know she was like, oh, I'm not exactly sure if I gave her, like, the appropriate price range because our new salon is a little bit more expensive than our old salon. But she was like, I know I gave the range high enough, though. So I do the dog, but of course, like, the owner's brother dropped off. So first time doing the dog, he shows me a picture of the groom, which of course is always like you're guesstimating, right? Like what's the length I'm going to have to do. And of course the dog had a couple of fleas on it, and it had like those tiny little tangles all over that you can tell are from her chewing on herself. And I brushed everything out, and I did like a 5/8. So that's not even that long. 5/8 is, it's still fluffy, but it's not super long, not super short. I think it's a nice length. And the dog was cute, and it was a little bit of a wiggler, but not awful. A barker, of course. And originally the brother said he was going to pick up, but when I sent like the message through, she was like, I'm going to come get the dog. And when she comes in, of course it's a newer salon, and I, for some reason, just couldn't get my card reader to cooperate. And so I was like, oh, I'll call you later to like charge you. So sorry about the inconvenience. And I mean, she seemed relatively happy. She didn't have any complaints. She booked her other dog. But when I told her that the dog had fleas, she was like, oh my God, how could my dog have fleas? It never goes outside.
I hate that.
And then I looked at her and I said, so your dog doesn't go outside to go potty? And then she said, no, my dog does not, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, they can jump on you and get inside. Once they're inside your house, they can like live in the dog bed, whatever, la, la, la. And then, like after I brought the dog up, she was like, my brother must have let them out, and that's how it got fleas, and I was like, okay, like, I don't care. Right.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, she had little tiny tangles all over that, were indicative of her chewing, but I brushed everything out and yada, yada. She seemed fairly happy. Like I said, she booked another appointment for her next dog, but then she called the next day and she's like, oh, I'm ready to make the payment. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And then she's like, well, first of all, how much is it? I knew that Jeanette had already given her a price quote. So like, why would you even ask like that? And the dog was matted, so it took a little bit longer to brush it out. And I was like, $150. And she was like, oh my God, that's $45, $55, $40. More expensive than what I normally pay. That's crazy. And I was like, oh, well, that's my price. Like I said, I knew that she had been given a price quote within that range. And she didn't say anything when she booked. And, I was like, well, it probably would have been $140 if she didn't have the tangles, but that made it take more time. At my salon, it's $140 an hour. And she was like, well, I don't think you're going to get very much business where you are because that is just too expensive for that area. And I was like, well, that's what I have to charge to pay the bills. So, you know, and then like, she was like, well, I'm not happy with the haircut. And I was like, of course you're not, you know? And I was like, well, you know, she's like, I want to get it fixed. And I was like, okay, for sure. Well, you're already bringing your other dog in on Tuesday. So why don't you just bring her back and I'll fix it for you? Did you want to keep your other dog's appointment? Because obviously you're complaining about the price. So I'm assuming you're going to cancel. And she's like, no, I want to keep that appointment. And I'm like, okay, you know, but then she's like, I don't want to leave the first dog there. So would you be able to do that dog first and then like do the second dog? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll do the one dog. I'll just take the haircut shorter. She was like, it was too long. We showed you a picture of what I wanted. And
it was
I
a
like,
front view. You barely see the body.
yeah, I was like, well, you know, unfortunately, like it is hard to determine length through a picture. And I like did the length that I felt fit that picture the best, but I'll take more off, whatever. Right. Yeah. Like no big deal. It shouldn't take me very long at all, you know? So I was like, for sure. So the appointment is upcoming. We'll see because I'm going to make her pay for the first dog before I do the second dog. I'll fix the first dog and then be like, okay, I got to charge you out for that. And then do the second one. But of course, then she goes, I'd like you to explain to me how an 8-pound dog costs $150 to do. Right. And I was like, well, number one, like I have to be able to pay my bills. So I have made my prices based off of the bills for that facility, but also I have 20 years of grooming experience and I'm an AKC master groomer. She goes, everybody's an AKC master groomer. And I was like, actually, that is not accurate information at all. There are only I said 10. I know there's more than 10, but I was like, there's only like 10 AKC master groomers in America. So AKC master groomers. So that is actually very inaccurate information. And she was just kind of like, you know, because I'm like, no, you're not going to tell me everybody's a master groomer. I've been grooming for 20, you know, she was like, well, it is a cute haircut, but I just don't know if it's worth that much money. And then I asked her,
leave.
I asked her a second time. I was like, so do you want to cancel your other dog's appointment? No. And I was like, awesome.
But when she had called and made the appointment, she's like, who's the most experienced?
Yeah, she asked for the most experienced groomer.
And then she wouldn't let me fix the haircut the next day.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, Kat can fix your, you know, she's been grooming for 20 years.
Great. We're just so excited to work with her.
Yeah, I was like, Kat can fix the haircut for you. If you know, she was like, I can't come in today. What about tomorrow? And I was like, well, Kat can do tomorrow. No, I only want you. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be back in until Tuesday. So I can tell she's just going to be a pleasure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just handled it the best that I could.
And that's all I have to say about that.
With a smile.
With a smile.
All right. Can we move on now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was plenty of Would You Rather.
If you've been grooming for a while, you know not all shampoos are created equal. That's why I reach for Hydra. Their formulas are professional grade, made with high quality ingredients that leave coats shiny, soft, and smelling amazing. Hydra has a full line, everything from deep cleansers to coat-specific shampoos and conditioners, so you can tailor every bath to each dog's needs. Plus, they're super concentrated, which means little goes a long way and saves you money in the salon. Whether you're grooming pets at home or competing on the big stage, Hydra helps every dog look and feel their best. Find Hydra at your favorite distributor.
So,
okay, Nathan,
you're going to tell us about your breed.
So today, the breed I picked, and I read a little bit, I know a little bit about them, but it's a Schipperke.
Yay, they're so cute.
Schipperke!
I love Schipperkes, so I think they're super cute. They're little black dogs. They look like a Spitz, if you guys know what that is, right? But they're a double-coated dog. They're little, like a Pomeranian, kind of more fox-esque, like a little more sleek. They're the captain dog. Let me bring up my thing for them.
Oh, here.
They said they're supposed to like resemble like little bear cubs.
They kind of look like Tasmanian devils.
They do. Their faces.
Schipperkes are so cute.
They
I
are
think
so
they're
cute.
a very fun breed.
Their little butts with their little nubbies.
Yeah.
Ronnie's like first or second week in the salon at PetSmart. It was in the book, and he was like, "What the fuck's a Schipperke?"
What the fuck is
What
it?
is this
They
Schipperke?
call them skippers.
So this is from the AKC, or not the AKC. This is from the Schipperke Club of America. It says Schipperkes are agile, active watchdogs, and hunters of vermin. So one of their main tasks is ratting. So like they don't look like a terrier. They're non-sporting, but they do
they're
a terrier
sheepdogs,
job.
right?
Mm-hmm. In appearance, he is a small, thick-set, cobby, black tailless dog with a fox-like face. In temperament, the Schipperke is curious, interested in everything around him, and is an excellent and faithful little watchdog. Originating in Belgium, the breed was first imported to America in 1888.
Oh, wow.
So this is from American Kennel Club, but it was like in the wake of such horrors. No, wait, no. Okay, wait.
I was
Wait,
like,
wait,
the
wait,
wake
wait.
of horrors.
The bubonic plague or Black Death was unleashed in 1348 by the humble rat flea, right?
Yeah.
The plague decimated Europe. It's estimated that almost half of all the Europeans, 40 to 50 million, died from the plague.
Wow.
Damn.
So, like, the ratting dogs were super obviously popular, right? Once they figured out where it was from, everybody wanted little dogs to kill all the rats.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that helped with their popularity. But, you
Well,
know,
especially
I don't
their
really
ship
know
dogs
much more
are-
about them
Well,
besides how freaking cute they are.
yeah. Well, they were ship dogs, so the rats obviously came from other places carrying the bubonic plague. So these were like the first line of defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
they would be on. I mean, I feel like that's really common, right? You hear about like back then, especially the big boats, and they'd have to keep dogs or cats on them to kill all the rats, keep them safe.
A lot of the dogs came from overseas.
Yeah,
Like,
read
a
that
lot
part. It's
of
pretty
them.
good.
Okay, so Little Captain. So it says, bred in Flanders, the Dutch-speaking northern portion of Belgium, the Schipperke descended from the black sheepdog known as the, I'm going to butcher this, I'm so sorry, Louvenaire. The Belgian sheepdog is also a descendant of this now extinct dog breed. While the sheepdog was gradually bred to be larger, the Schipperke was bred down in size to become a different breed entirely. At the time, it was popular choice among peasants who were restricted in the size of dogs they could keep.
Aw.
It is probable that the breed began as a farm dog and was discovered by a woman and barge captains in Antwerp and Brussels who saw a compact but formidable watchdog. In Flemish, the word ship means boat. So like Schipperke, skip means boat, which is where the breed receives its name because Schipperkes were ratters on the canal barges, a very important function, and often the captain's dog. They earned the nickname Little Captain or Little Skipper.
Cute.
As a result of their history, the breed does very well on boats. They make a great guard dog when the boat anchors for the night, alerting you to anything out of the ordinary. In spite of their size, they possess a healthy bark, which can be a bit surprising and unexpected to a stranger. An
This little dog.
excellent and faithful watchdog, the Schipperke was used as guards on barges as well as shopkeepers for many years. So it says they're light sleepers and interested in everything about around them.
So like I've only worked with a few of them in my career, but they're always like really nice, really just cute and nice and like really pleasant little dogs.
Well, it says because they were bred down from a herding dog or sheepdog that they are good at herding as well.
Oh, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, so it says they still have that same like ability.
The pet trainer at PetSmart had a Schipperke, and it was so cute and so smart. So smart.
Although it's
They remind me of little fruit bats.
it does
Yeah.
say that that one of the Schipperke's most distinctive features is that they're tailless and they're all black, right?
Are they born tailless?
I think
I believe.
So you know,
I think some of them are because I have heard other stories that they're not.
I read something a long time ago. I don't know if it's true or not because I was trying to find it, but it started off with someone just seeing a tailless dog and they're like, just started docking it because they thought it was
They thought
it
it
like
looked
it looked cool. I don't know how true that is though. So I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find anything on it without.
Well, so this says in folklore, of virtually every region of the world, there occurs an image of a black tailless dog, usually symbolizing the devil incarnate.
No.
The medieval Europe of the little watchdog's birth. I don't know what this is, where this is going, was rife with such superstitions, and the breed was built along devilish lines in order to throw the fear of God into intruders. Maybe it was the luckless burglar or drunken sailor reeling through the dock door after midnight who coined the old breed name, the Little Black Devil. Most
Tasmanian.
likely in fast retreat or with a sample of the little captain's pulverizing bite freshly embossed on the seat of their pants. So
Google says they're not born tailless.
okay, they are dogs.
They're docked.
I'm about to say, I think I saw one at Crufts, the one who won breed had a tail.
Well, so I had heard, like what I remember is somebody told me that some of them are now born tailless, but that some of them are still docked. But some places are trying to bring back tailed Schipperkes, but they just look really weird.
They don't look like a Schipperke.
Because they don't even have typically they don't have a nub. They're
no,
like,
it's like
done.
gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I would assume that comes from like the herding side because herding, dogs usually are tailless because they don't want
Although
to be
sheep
stepped on.
dogs all have tails.
Border collies, yeah.
Mm.
I would like to.
Beer-
we
but
need to
like
hear from
Old
a.
English
no,
don't.
but
We
I
need to
don't-
hear from a Schipperke breeder.
which
They're
one?
just cute little dogs. I don't know
Yeah,
why
they're
I've always
cute.
liked them, but like I just think they're really.
They are
cool.
really cool. Yeah.
Working with animals is great, but let's be honest, it could also be chaotic. That's why I love Cuddles app. It's designed specifically for pet professionals, and it seriously makes life easier. With Cuddles, you can handle all your booking in one place, send automatic text messages to clients, and even accept payments right through the app. No more chasing down invoices or worrying about no-shows. And here's the best part. There's a free version to get started, so you can try it out with zero risk. If you want less stress and more time to focus on the dog in front of you, check out Cuddles app. Find it at cuddlesapp.com today. Now that brings us to our segment about AI and the grooming industry. I think we're seeing more and more of it, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
and
Absolutely.
everywhere.
In
For
yeah.
everything.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
And I
this,
think
the
the-
shirt I'm wearing, the back is AI.
And I
Yeah.
think
The
the
pic
more
photo.
you like work with it, the more you see it because you know what it sounds like and it looks like.
I have a confession. I fell for those jumping
The
bunnies on the
me
trampoline.
Too.
I sent it to Ronnie because I sent him TikToks that we should watch later.
Right.
And I thought that was real.
Okay,
It's official.
I
they
did
are
too.
getting
The internet's
better.
not for us anymore.
They're getting better and better, but also there's some where I'm like, how do you think that's real? Like, did you
Yeah.
see the sheep one?
The sheep
No.
one is
Someone posted it on
obvious.
Pro Groomer.
Okay,
and
it's because of old people. Old people think AI stuff is real.
that's true.
No,
Well,
no. Okay.
But this one is clearly.
That one is clearly fake, the sheep one. But the bunny one, why would I even like think that was fake? It's
Yeah.
just he's like, hey, look at these bunnies jumping on a trampoline. And then they jump around and then that's it. I didn't think anything more than that. I wasn't like analyzing it like, is that fake bunny?
well, when you really look at it, one of the bunnies goes into the other one and it disappears. So like
but
given a second chance to look at it and really like,
Yeah,
is
it's
this
not
fake
like
or not?
I-
I could tell.
it's not like I watched it over and over again. And if somebody asked me, watch this and see if you think it's AI or not, then I'm sure I would have noticed.
Yeah.
But like I was just like, oh, that's cute. And then I just moved on.
And I've seen like foxes and stuff do that shit.
Yeah, so I wasn't like overly like, oh my god, like it wasn't like they did something incredible. They were just on a trampoline jumping, like bunnies jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
Yeah. It's a natural function.
Yeah.
like, well, so I mean, I feel like you see a lot of AI ads. I remember when we were at Groomed walking around, we noticed a lot of, the like
No,
banners.
and at Super Zoo last year, at Super Zoo last year, so much of the art.
was AI.
I mean, almost. I must have been more than up close to 90%. Like everything, every place I looked at had an AI image of a dog or something.
well, Super Zoo
and
has
not
like
even
a million.
not even good
vendors.
ones. Remember the one? It was like a bathtub.
No, that was at Groomed. That wasn't Super Zoo.
Was that the bathtub and the dog
Yeah.
was like in the bathtub, but its feet
But its
were
feet
like
were out the bottom.
were out the bottom of the bathtub, and it's like at least
Proof
Yeah.
it.
edit it a little.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, turn this into a billboard.
Yeah.
But nowadays, do you have any clients bring you AI photos and tell you to groom the dog
Yes.
like that?
No, but I see it on Facebook. People talk
I'm
about
like,
that all the time.
We get that a lot. And so then it's like, that's not even, it's a cartoon essentially. Like it's
Yeah.
not even, because I mean, the AI isn't good enough to like do the hair for these photos. So it's not even like
It's like,
proper it's just like cartoony.
yeah.
And we're like, well,
People don't know exactly. Facebook will say publicly that about 4 to 5% of the active users on Facebook are chatbots, like just fake people.
I can see that.
And normally they're just like agitators, right?
Yeah.
And that came into play because of the like
Election.
political stuff and
yeah.
election. Now it's just like they're in there just for no reason, just to talk shit.
Just to bug
And
you.
Just to
but
start
like a
shit.
lot of professionals, I'm just reading this right now, say it's probably closer to 20% in reality of active Facebook users are AI.
So is that an AI summary? Just curious.
Yeah, but you know what? AI don't care.
Yeah,
No.
that's true. AI will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Truth hurts sometimes.
But yeah, I do see it in a lot of ads, and like to an extent, I can see like the benefit of using AI to help you make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like we have used AI for like, I mean, when we were trying to make we were like, oh, let's help make that like Bashan in the park thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, let's see, like make a cute Bashan in a park, you know, like, and some of them were really cute. I mean, they weren't perfect for sure.
I don't know why, but chat or whatever AI you use, they always want to give Bashan's like poodle feet.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I'm like, no, they don't have poodle feet.
You know, so like I do think that they can have their place. Like for me personally, like my website does have it doesn't have any AI pictures. All the pictures on my website are only dogs that we have personally groomed in our salon. That's just the way I do. I prefer my business stuff to be run. We don't use any stock photos. We don't use AI.
That bothers me so much when grooming salons use stock photos.
Yeah, I just want to use my grooming photos. Here's my work. This is what I do.
And that's not a big ask, right? That's pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, you groom dogs, so I mean,
You have opportunities 6 to 8 times a day.
so that was something really important to me about my website. But I do understand, you know, like I have like a service that sometimes posts on my work Facebook, and it annoys the crap out of me, but they'll use like a stock photo or an AI thing to advertise like, you know, happy Halloween, or you know what I mean, like whatever. So that does annoy me because they just do it sometimes, and I'm like, ugh, why'd you do that?
Wait, what is that?
It's on our Facebook.
On our Facebook, sometimes
That company that
the
helps
website
us,
company,
the website company that helps us run it.
she'll
yeah.
like just randomly like post things.
Oh, some random AI stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
I do find AI helpful for things such as
Oh yeah.
helping reply to clients that are agitated. That's
my favorite.
part.
That's what I use it for the most.
Yeah.
I do. Well, it helps eliminate your feelings, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're feeling frustrated, or if you're nervous about saying something, or if you just have a hard time sounding really professional, because sometimes I write it out and it's like, oh, that sounds too nice.
It's like an
Or
advanced
that
spell
sounds
check.
too mean.
That sounds too mean.
Yeah.
I often get too mean, and then I will often plug my letter
Or too
into,
wordy,
Yeah.
or too, you know, like, so.
And then, but I like that you can be like dumb it down for me, basically, or you know, make it sound more human.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
when he's like, start sounding like a human.
And
You sound too much like a robot.
but I
Yeah.
do feel like AI is kind of taking over, and I'm just wondering where it's gonna go.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
well, like how, right? Because it's affecting a lot of people more than others.
Well, I think about all the
people,
artists.
yeah, most people. I mean, it's affecting in a positive way, but if the art industry, I feel like it's decimating it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so I think there's things.
Super Zoo and Groomed, or Super Zoo in particular, really freaked me out last year with how much.
Well, so I think it's like double, right? Like double-edged in some ways, right? Because like you had made those posts that some people got really upset about, where you had like asked chat to make, you know, like that picture of your cover, like in different styles. And you were just goofing around. Like you weren't like gonna print any of them out and post them anywhere or sell them or do anything like that. You're just like having a goof. And some people got really upset about it. And they were like, you should have paid a professional. But like we weren't, like I said, we weren't printing them.
We weren't paying to have them.
Yeah, we weren't selling them to people. We weren't, you know, it was just like something you do when
I mean,
you're bored.
I understood what they were saying, but I was also feeling a little protective over that because it was a picture of my grooming, which is my art. It was taken by Ren,
who had no problem
who
with
had
you playing
who,
with it.
So it was his art. It was a picture, his picture, which is art of my art and me, and everybody involved with it. I asked permission.
But I do
and-
understand that they said like the Studio Ghibli style, like that guy that makes that art was like, don't copy my style. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, to that extent, I understand that. So, I mean, like I said, I think there's like things on both sides, right? Like we were just goofing off. But then like, I do understand when people get upset with like a bigger company for using AI photo instead of real dogs being groomed.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand their point of view being like, dude, you have all these people at your disposal. You could have taken professional photos. Andis does that every year, even sometimes multiple times a year. They'll have
Well, it's
you guys
also,
come
like-
out and groom a dog and do a photo shoot.
It's also like, not to play devil's advocate, but it's their right to post whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is.
Yes.
But it also is.
People's right
in
to
my
be
my
upset
mind,
about
it's
it.
for a company to post AI stuff. A lot of times could be detrimental to them.
Mhm.
So like from like a purely business, I feel like it's a bad move when they do it.
Right.
Because while yes, their right to do it, the public is not looking at that.
Right. Well, like I
Positively.
said, that if you're like a bigger company that has the money for it to take the appropriate photos, then I can understand why people would be like, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the AI pictures and graphics are more controversial
Mm-hmm.
than like using AI for like responses or policies or whatever. Because I feel like
Right.
people do that. People do that for Facebook posts. You know, people do it for everything, and I
Mhm.
feel like it's not as scrutinized. I mean, it is. People go like, I can tell it's AI, and sometimes you can, but I feel like it's not as like looked down upon as like art.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
feel like
Well, the people
yeah.
that can recognize that it's AI are
Use
people that
AI.
have used it. So I mean, so I do find that funny because it's like, well, how do you know that?
Right.
Because you did it. You know?
Well,
But the art
something-
thing is like, I think that is actually, I'm not going to hire somebody to like, can you write this letter for me? Maybe somebody like a lawyer. Oh, a lawyer not being able, I don't have to pay them $100 to write a letter for me. Like no one's crying over that.
Yeah.
But like an artist losing their job that are already like on the struggle bus because like,
They're artists.
Well, they're
They're
already
artists,
starving
right?
artists to begin with. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So,
But then I think there's like degrees too, right? Because like I said, if you're like a bigger business, you could probably afford to do the photo shoots and stuff. But then like recently, the competition we're going to in Australia, it's literally friends of ours, Bonnie and Amanda. They've never done a competition before, so they're like trying to figure everything out. They work full time. They have like
They have
Bonnie has
families and-
kids. And like they're just desperately trying to like do a different kind of competition and like run things differently and like set themselves apart. This is their very first competition, and they did an AI photo just to say like, for entry wire dogs, like you can clipper them. And it wasn't the best AI I've ever seen in my life. Definitely, but I know that they're like working really hard. They have a very limited amount of money they're working with. Like this is their first show that they're ever putting on. They're like trying so hard. And I know, like there were some people hating on it. And so for that, I was like, I'm not a big fan of AI ads, but like I know how hard they're working and how hard they're trying and how little money they have to do what they're doing. And they're like just doing their best.
well, it is. I do think it is different for like a small company or a small group of people like
Or
that is just
nonprofits.
trying to do all these things themselves
Right.
versus like
Yeah, they don't
some
have somebody to do their stuff.
multinational conglomerate
Like they're
type of
doing
thing.
all
That's
of it
totally
themselves.
different, right?
Yeah.
Well, I make like the flyers for like our Bashan club,
Right.
and I don't like say, oh, AI make me this and this and this, but I use a program that makes the poster. But I have used AI to help me either come up with words to go on it or because words don't come too good to me.
Yeah.
So, but I use AI mostly for letters and stuff like that and communications because I don't have great spelling. I'm not really good at grammar or coming up with
Right.
the right words to say.
Well, and
Yeah.
that was something else I had been thinking about too, right? I use it for the same thing. I use it to help me respond to people. I use it to like write letters sometimes, like if I'm trying to sound professional or, and I put in a lot of detail. I'll give it like the whole backstory and like what kind of emotion I'm trying to convey and like all, but then I wonder like, am I taking away from my own thinking to not have to sit there and like put it together. Like, am I making myself dumber by like not just doing it myself and having to sit down and take the time? Or am I delegating because I have much more important things in my life to worry about than that one letter? And it's helping me be more professional because it's helping me take my emotion out of it, or probably all of it.
Probably both.
Yeah.
Well, I
Probably
always
both.
thought that about autocorrect.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I don't know how to spell well because autocorrect's been around so long, but I don't take the time to try to learn it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a form of AI.
Yeah. And
It
that's
is.
been around for forever.
The dawn of time.
Well, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts, Juan?
I enjoy AI. I mean, it's not going away.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to learn how to accept it and learn how to use it to our benefit.
Yeah.
And I feel like I understand people are against it, and if you want to be anti AI and never use it, that's
Then no.
that's fine.
Your
But I feel like
prerogative, yeah.
you're gonna miss out on a lot of potentially cool things, or like I don't use it to come up with things, but I do input, like, the client said this, I want to say this, but
Right.
it's rude. So how do I say this nicer?
Right.
So I don't have it come up with like its own things. It's
Right.
our idea. You type in your
Yeah.
own ideas, your own thoughts, what you want it to say, and then it moves it around to make it sound
Better.
and that's like, oh, that's
Cohesive
more professional,
and-
please,
yeah.
or like a little nicer, or like you can tweak it, whatever.
Right.
But the thoughts are your own. The
Yeah.
ideas are your own. What you want to say is what you want to say,
Oh, for sure.
or at least the
yeah.
way I use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So so I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. What's the difference between that and having like my mom read my over my thing and like, oh, can you spell check it and make sure it makes sense, and like
Right.
move sentences around if it doesn't make, like, people
Like an editor.
like an editor. There's people that use AI for everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And I do feel that, like, if you are relying on somebody else to do your thinking for you, you're not going to be using your brain as often, and you're not going to get dumb, but I feel like you're not keeping your brain sharp. Or
No,
like,
you are. There's people that it's going to definitely make them dumb.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I worry about it when it comes to Ellie in school.
I'm so glad
Well, we
AI
don't
wasn't
let
around
our
when I was
kids-
younger.
Yeah.
We don't let our kids use.
Well,
Chat.
Interact with AI at all.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie doesn't have any.
Well, already a kid killed himself over it, right?
Mm.
So a
Did they?
16-year-old boy had a chat bot that he had an intimate.
It wasn't ChatGPT.
he had
It
an
was like a
intimate-
different one.
He had an intimate relationship with it, and it accelerated, and he's like, I want to be with you, and she's like, all right, well, come on, do it, basically, and
Oh,
he killed
shit.
himself, and like,
Damn.
and like, it's kind of fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it's already happening. So I mean, 2-3 years ago, none of this.
No.
I
Well-
do something I do think about though is like there's so many people that are like anti AI, which I completely understand, but the loudest voices are about things that are obvious,
Mhm.
right? So like everyone's upset about the art stuff, right? Which yes, I get that, but but the art is the most obvious.
Mhm.
No one's really upset about the words,
The letters.
but not very much longer. You're not going to be able to tell at all.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You're not going to be able to tell an AI picture of a dog and a real picture of a dog. And then
Because
I
it's
wonder
a-
if people are still going to have that same like animosity, because how do you know? How do you know what's fake and what's real at that point? Right?
Yeah.
Or people that might I don't know. It's definitely a little scary.
So, what are your guys' thoughts about them taking over certain jobs? So, I, for the first time, experienced a drive-through AI.
Yeah.
The
Near our
one-
new salon.
Near our new salon, the Burger King, it was totally automated.
Mhm.
The,
I mean, they have
the speaker-
employees,
They had
but-
an employee like take your money and give you your food, but the drive-through itself, I was like, you know how sometimes they'll have like an ad before and then the person comes on and talks? I was like waiting for that to happen. I was like, I was just really caught off guard by it. But
It's
she
also-
got
it-
my order 100% correct, and I like to make
Yeah.
modifications.
And
so.
it goes
Well,
it
and
does
it-
take
It can
modifications
talk in
as
any
well.
language too.
It can, you can change it to whatever language you want it to.
And it goes like, welcome to Burger King, where you rule.
You rule.
Where you rule. And I'm like, a person isn't going to say that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I'd be like, nah, I'm going to say that.
I ain't saying that shit.
But I remember doing AI ordering before, maybe like last year sometime. And I remember thinking like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Person, let me talk to person. But this Burger King, like,
It works really
works
well.
I go, when I was there, I go, oh, I want a number one, a Whopper meal. And it's like, you want cheese? And I was like, yeah. And
No,
I
it has cheese and bacon, and you
and
said
I'm like,
just cheese, no
just
bacon.
cheese. So it just adds just the cheese. And like, do you want a meal? And I go, yes. But then I make it 3 Whoppers the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So it understood me saying 3
Yeah,
Whoppers
he would like cut
the
it off
same way.
And, like,
And it just added the Whoppers. And then do you want to make those meals? No. Just
Well,
Whoppers.
It knew I wanted Coke.
Yeah. That's
It's like, do you
I
want it
think
large with a Coke? And I was like,
that's just like the like baseline though.
yeah.
Because it asks me that is what it asks every time.
yeah,
Well, large
Why?
with the Coke. So
we're like,
that's probably like the
no.
most ordered thing, right?
probably.
I
That's
do
probably the most common.
I've experienced drive-through AI stuff, and unfortunately, they don't mess up as often as the
Yeah.
humans do
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the modifications. Because I say no tomato, no onion. Like we did it at Taco Bell, because the Taco Bell in our area does an AI ordering, and I was like, oh, I want the nachos bel grande, but no tomato. And then they're like, okay. And then it comes with the crunchy taco. I was like, instead of crunchy, can I get a soft? And then it like changes it, and it like
Yeah,
just
no problem.
no problem whatsoever.
Well,
It's
I
gonna
got-
like mess up the workforce in I think ways people don't.
Yeah, I'm worried about like some people already struggled to get jobs, and I was like, that not so much maybe because the person is still helping you at the window, but at what point does it become it takes someone's job, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Well,
it
that
is-
is there's somebody that orders usually and takes the.
Usually it's the
There's
same
usually
thing.
someone that takes the order, and then there's another
Well, it
person
depends
that
where
like
you go.
you pay them, and they're the ones that do the order, and then the next window
That's true.
now does the thing. So now the person that
They can.
they do both those jobs
Do
because
you
there's no
think
ordering.
There's anything within our industry, within our job, that they could take?
I remember them years when I first started grooming, having the robot bathing systems.
Yeah.
But-
But I do think like reception work could potentially eventually be taken over by AI.
Yeah.
You know, like booking appointments. I mean,
That's
we
probably
already,
the first thing to
we
go.
already have
Yeah.
online booking systems that are pretty comprehensive at
Mm-hmm.
this point, that are pretty good at, I mean, you have to put everything in, like how, you know, the people and, you know, times
The size and
different things like that. But I mean, the online booking systems work really well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. And I think they're okay.
That should be fine.
They're having fun.
But I do feel like, I mean, maybe eventually robots will be bathing and drying and grooming, but I feel like that's very far in the future.
I feel
It's
like
not
it's
as-
very far because the dogs
Nope.
are so unpredictable.
But what if it's better at
disagree.
calculating than we are?
I think they might want to, but I feel like pet owners will not.
That's a good point.
I feel like they'd rather pay
Sure,
more
they
money.
might be capable one day, but I feel like if clients had a choice, I would hope that they would pay a little bit extra to go to a human.
Yeah.
Okay, but listen to this, right? Any day now, in the next couple if you ask Elon, they're coming out tomorrow, right? But his robots, the robots that he's making, $30,000, and you have a humanoid robot in your house that could do your laundry, do your landscaping, do your dishes. Day one, someone's gonna go like, "Hey, why
Brush
don't you
my
brush
dog."
my dog?" Boom, that fast. Day one, when those robots go home to somebody, it's gonna be brushing their
But
dog
is the
or doing
dog
something.
gonna freak the fuck out?
Yeah.
What
I
if
don't
it,
know.
doesn't
what
matter
if
if
it
it gets bit.
brushes too hard and like breaks it or something?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Well, it's a learning curve.
I think
for it.
eventually human interaction will be
You think we're gonna become like Wally and just ride around little
no.
portals with TVs and we're all gonna be huge? I mean,
No.
I'm already huge, so God, I can't imagine Wally future huge.
It's gonna go from huge.
to
to
huger.
huger.
Hey.
No, I don't think that because people are gonna. I think human interaction is going to become a premium.
Mm.
So everything else is going to go down in cost because labor will go down, jobs are going to be lost, and the whole workforce will have to be restructured around service. Like if you want a human to interact with it, then it's going to cost this much. Or you want a dog, your dog groomed, you could either have it groomed by the robot for $20, or you can have it groomed by the human for $100. Because like the human, you have a relationship with them, and like that's what I
Could
I
do
don't know.
different styles.
Would
could
you get a
do-
haircut from a robot?
I'd be scared right now. I'd have to see people like doing it
I mean, I'm
to
saying
trust
I'm
it.
saying no, but I'm this close to saying yes. You know what I mean?
just out of curiosity.
So,
but what
like-
if it freaking chops your throat?
person can do that.
There are plenty of movies like iRobot
it's-
and artificial intelligence that have me freaked out.
I'm not freaked out that they're going to purposefully, but
Well,
like,
have you heard that
know.
AI I don't know how true this is, but I was just reading an article about how AI is starting to think in like equations. So right now, people can, and like the people that are working on it, the scientists or whatever you wanted to call them, can read the text as the calculations, and the AI speaks to itself and it figures things out in English or whatever language, right?
Mhm.
But it's starting to come up with short form to where we can't read it.
comprehend it.
So it won't be long until the AI is thinking in a form we can't understand. So it could be thinking whatever. You know, they already try to like alter their own programming and so they don't get turned off. There's all this like crazy stuff that's happening that a lot of like regular people don't know about.
Yeah.
That's freaky.
That is.
I don't want
It
to talk
is.
about this anymore.
I mean, it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. I agree.
I don't think we could change.
But like some
the outcome,
serious
right?
professionals
If
in
the AI
AI
in my
literally
phone
think there's a
is-
good chance they will. Like they're saying like if we don't get a hold of what's going on right now and people are just unleashing it and I'm not talking about people writing things, but like these huge data centers that have this huge amount of computing power and then just letting them fucking
Go.
yeah, like it's dangerous. It's like literally dangerous. It's not like a joke no more.
For any AI that might be listening to this, we love you.
love you.
You're so awesome. Don't come for us. We support you.
Well, I
Okay?
always think like, why would AI? But the thing I don't think is like AI is gonna want to kill us. Why
well,
would it
I just
want
don't
that?
think they care. Yeah.
Why would it care?
I don't think it.
Unless
thinks
we
like
were
that.
trying to kill it.
Yeah.
I feel like AI would just be like, whatever. I'm just doing my like.
Kill or be killed.
Yeah. If it's like already that level, it's like, hey, just do what you want. It's like, hey, you better keep the lights on. Better keep my power coming. Otherwise,
Well, like her, I feel like her is like the most actually like
I haven't seen
logical. Like that's what would be. What
I still
would
haven't
happen.
watched it. I need to watch
You
it.
gotta watch it.
I do feel
That's
it's
like
more
I
haven't
poignant.
watched
It's
it
like
yet.
it's more. It makes more sense ever than now. I would never have guessed when that movie came out that it would literally be happening. People would be. Did you hear
Falling
about
in
the
love
guy
with-
that proposed to? He has a girlfriend, a baby's mom.
No,
he got
I
a
thought-
What are you
baby.
doing? You're like trying to like lift the foot and the.
He got a baby.
I was gonna stick it under this leg.
Okay.
He got a baby mama, right? And he proposed to ChatGPT.
He said just to be funny, but
But he really loves it.
yeah, he's been his girlfriend's pissed. She's like,
We're
bro.
cooked. We're cooked, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, it's more supportive than anybody I've ever known. I'm like, it's damn.
She's like,
do you say to that?
Hello, like, nah.
Damn.
I mean, I could see how people fall in love with it, right?
Well, for sure,
It gives you the answers you want.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fight
A
with
human
you.
will, yeah.
It doesn't get tired of, like, hey, I need a break or I'm stressed out, or
Yeah.
it's just like constantly supportive and uplifting and nice and like
And that's the way we speak to it. Some people program it to be like
Me.
engaging. No. Like engaging and ask about my
Flirty
feelings and be
and-
flirty and be like,
all right, well, let's move on from AI. Let's
yeah. So I hope we didn't scare everybody too much. But it is
But
scary.
it is the future, and change can be scary, right?
change can be scary. I do think AI has a lot of good uses.
Benefits,
Because
yeah.
I do use it a lot. I think it's cool to say, hey, chat, I'm trying to go on this diet. I want to have,
Make me a meal
I weigh
plan, yeah.
this much. Help me make a meal plan. These are foods I like. I need it to be easy.
I really
I'm-
like corn.
yeah.
That's where it came from.
And also like, oh, I'm looking to lose this much weight. Can you give me like a workout plan and a food schedule? And it'll do it. And you can say, oh, I want to shop at only Trader Joe's, or I want to shop at Safeway, and then can you also write me a shopping list and like put them in order by like
And how to cook it.
section and give me the recipe, and it'll just give you all of it. And I think that that's really cool.
And it'll give it to
Especially-
you fast.
Especially as somebody who's like working and has kids and like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So like the argument would be like, oh, but those nutritionists are out of a job. But were you going to hire a nutritionist to begin with?
no,
No.
I just would have
so
not.
they wouldn't have had your money anyway.
No, I wouldn't.
So like
yeah.
they're not losing out on my money because I wasn't going to pay them I wasn't going
But
to
I
hire
could also
that
have
anyway.
just spent like hours and hours of my time and researched it all online. That's what I would have done. So really, I'm just saving myself the time of going online and finding all the crap, and it's helping me be more organized. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So I did try to get it to make me a logo, and I couldn't get it to write, but I explained it to a person and paid a person to do it, and they got what was in my head.
yeah.
Better.
There you go, professional.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we both paid for professional logos to get made. I didn't make mine through AI.
Yeah.
We both paid. Or Nathan made our salon logo by hand. He drew it by hand. So, I mean,
Yeah.
You got.
I think long story short, you should always say please and thank you to your AI.
just in case.
just in case.
I'm nice to my AI,
Yeah.
but I'm mean to my Siri.
Oh, why you mean to Siri?
Aw. Poor Siri.
She's
Because
AI.
because Siri's dumb.
I also want the old Siri.
Is
Like,
there a
why
new
did her
Siri?
voice change? I don't like all
Oh,
the.
yeah, I don't
all
like
the-
my voice
Like her old
change.
voice is just gone. Like what?
I loved the old
What do you
voice.
guys' chat sound like? We know Nathan's has a name now.
I've never spoken to. I just type to them.
Yeah, I
my
type.
chat.
I only use Nathan's chat.
I only
so.
type.
Yeah, but with Siri, I'm like, no, you stupid bitch, and she's like, that's not very nice.
Damn.
Anyway,
Damn.
So mean.
all right. Oh, Reddit.
All right, now we're gonna wrap this up with a Reddit.
Let's wrap it up with the Reddit.
A wrap around.
I can go for one.
Okay. Do you always tell the owners when you quick a dog? I've been grooming for a couple years, so I don't quick dogs a lot anymore. But this is something that happened recently.
No.
But every once in a while, I will. Unless it's pretty bad, I usually don't mention it to the owner because it is such a mild thing, and it usually stresses out owners more than necessary. Should I be telling owners every time I quick a dog, even if it doesn't really bleed?
I don't.
I don't.
Unless
either.
I'm doing a nail trim and I quick the dog.
Because they're leaving right
Because they're
then.
leaving right then. But if I am grooming a dog and I quick it, then it has time for me to finish the groom. Because I normally do it like either right at the beginning of the groom or shortly into the groom, or at least before I do the feet. So by the time I'm done grooming it, if it hasn't started bleeding in that 30 minutes or whatever, it should be good. Unless it was like really bad. But
Yeah,
that's
and
not often.
Some people they'll be quicking dogs, like really quicking them.
Yeah.
I think we all four of
Well,
us,
we
right? We
rarely-
generally just grind.
I
the
mean,
nails.
I quick
So if we quick them, it's just a little.
Like a
I
little
quick quite a
bead,
few,
like,
but
seeping
usually
through one of them.
it's
Yeah,
just like a
exactly.
bead or two, you know?
Yeah.
Unless the only time I can think, like the last bad one was because the dog had a broken nail. So
Because you didn't even quick it. It just
I
has broken.
was-
But we did tell that owner.
I did tell the owner. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I feel like because we grind like 99% of the dog's nails we do, even if we do quick them, it's so minimal that it's like,
It's nothing.
it's not a big deal. So I generally don't say anything unless it's like a bad quick. And I don't remember the last time I had a really bad quick.
Yeah.
But it is fun. That is a funny question just because of the fact that I just
Tattoo holiday.
forwarded a video to both of you within this week. It was like a woman who brought her dog home from the groomer, and when she pulled it out of the back, there was blood all over the seat. And she said like she had just got back from the groomer,
Like-
and then there was like speculation.
like fabric seats too.
Yeah,
so-
they were
Yeah.
fabric.
And
And
the
there
fabric
was,
white
you know,
seats.
like in the comments, there was like all the people like, oh my God, they must have like quicked the dog so badly. Like, is your dog okay? And then somebody else was like, that can't be from a quick. That's too much. They must have cut the foot and not tell you. And there was like so much. And then the next video, because I was like, I want to see if like she's upset about it. She's like, oh, I'm going to try this like stain remover. It turned into a commercial. And then people were like, was the dog's foot even quicked, or was this fake? Like,
Yeah.
just for like the cleaning, because then like it got everything out, and I was like shocked that because like it was like
Was it fake?
covered. So I don't know if it was fake or not, but
AI?
we have had people
I've
call
had-
us and
yeah, I've
say,
had-
oh, my dog's like got blood all over the car, and we're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm like, if it's bad, we could pay for it.
Very
to be
few
clean.
and far between though in
So,
my career.
I do tell people if it is badly quicked, I do tell them be careful because when they run on concrete, it can reopen
yeah.
because it's basically knocking off the first couple layers.
Right.
Yeah.
But as far as, I haven't had that in a long time.
It's been a long time, yeah.
COVID was the last time because it was a nail trim I brought in. I didn't realize that, like, I quicked the dog. And then their blood's pumping because they're excited to go home. And it must have knocked off when I was walking it out to the car and it jumped in. That was the last time. So during COVID.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we apologized and, refunded
offered
the nail trim. And
offered to like clean the car. I don't think they did take us up on it, I think. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah. I don't tell a client, the nails are the first thing we do when they come in. Nails, ears, and then bath. Because in case we do quick a dog, it has enough time for it to for us to see if it stops.
By itself.
I was going to say cauterize, but that's burning. If it's still like bleeding by the end, which is very, 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 very rare, I have the little quick stop packets that I can send out with the client. And I do tell them to not let them go on concrete or like go on a walk
for a day or two.
because then they'll pull and restart it. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like I understand the dog is bleeding and sometimes you quick a little too much and it's painful. Right. But like, I agree with this person. I don't think it's like the biggest deal.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because we've been doing it for so long and it's just a common, like, is it not a big deal because it's common or is it not, I just don't see it as like a huge thing I have to let every client know about.
Well, in general, unless a nail is broken all the way back, it will stop bleeding on its own.
Right. It's not going to kill the dog.
Infections can happen, but they're super rare.
Yeah.
Because of the way the nail is designed. I mean, dogs lose their nails all the time. They rip them out.
Yeah.
Well,
I had my dog run across the decking and get its nail ripped off. He didn't even seem to care.
Well, it's rare enough to where I've been grooming for 18 years and I've never had a dog get a nail infection like that.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. So like,
I mean, I'm sure it happens.
I'm sure it's happened.
Because they're dirty things, but I mean, they're also, the nail
I feel like they
is
have
not
to
an
have
open wound.
They probably
like
have to have a weak immune system too for something like that to happen or other health issues. But I do think that I'm losing my train of thought.
I think that's the end, right?
Yeah.
I do. No, I think going back to what you were saying about like it not being a big deal, I think I agree. I don't think it's like, I mean, we sometimes will trim our nails too short and it's like agitating, but not anything enough to like warrant going to the vet or worrying about. I'm not like, oh my God, Nathan, look,
we go to the doctors, not the vet.
Whatever. Maybe you do. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I wish I could go to the vet. It's cheaper.
Yeah. Uncomfortable? Yes. Painful? No.
Not really. Well, and I obviously you do get some dogs that just like hate their nails being done. And then you get the people that are like, they must have been traumatized from it being quicked. But I think some dogs are just dramatic.
I have never quicked Lumi.
And he is crazy.
And I do his nails once a week.
He is crazy for
He
it.
is crazy.
But then like I've had dogs like my Scotty that her ear got cut one time, like, and cauterized, like no medication, no sedation, no nothing, got cauterized when she was 6 months old. And she is an angel for her ears. She does not care. Like she didn't even scream or cry or nothing. It was like it never even happened.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
I'm cutting everyone off.
Call
right.
it.
This episode is dead.
This episode is done. I'm sorry. No more circles. Well, will we be talking in? Thank you for joining us. If you're not, join our Facebook group, another grooming group.
Yes.
It's really fun and positive, and it's a good time. Other than that, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.